Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day Beyonce.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's reality gaze. Let's love.
So, I must tell you, I was married. I mean, I am married. Is that the problem?
She really didn't phrase that well.
Is that the problem?
She said as if she's actively in a relationship.
No context.
No context.
No context at all.
No.
God, she's so oblivious.
She's so
Is that the problem?
And the fact that Johnny was fine with it shows how creepy he fucking is.
He's such a creeper.
He's a creeper. That's the best
Just
word for it.
he's oily. He's
is
so oily.
Yeah.
Not like physically oily. He is like he's emotionally oily.
It kind of cancels out the fact that he has a big dick.
I know. It's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate.
But he doesn't know how to use it. No.
Yeah,
No.
I think
no,
you're right on that
no,
one.
No.
Y'all, this is Single Life.
This is Single Life. Single Life 2, Attack of the Trolls.
Season 2, episode 4, Like a Virgin.
And they came hard this episode, y'all. The trolls did.
I'm still enjoying this episode or this season, except, I mean, it was actually like nausea in my stomach having to watch Jennifer and Jesse.
My stomach was turning.
Y'all, if it wasn't because y'all paid to be a part of this reality gaze extra content, I don't know if I'd watch it.
No, I would fast forward through them.
If this was on the free feed, I would say, sorry, y'all. No, I would still do it for our listeners.
I would
But it's
watch
horrible.
for Debbie, Natalie, and maybe Sinjin because I enjoy kind of him trying to be a fuckboy again.
Yeah.
And
He's pretty clueless about life. In a
yeah.
lot of ways, really.
Yeah.
I have to say,
I would like to meet a gothic girl.
the Gothic girl. This show,
Possibly a nun.
this is a different show when Debbie's not a part of it.
I agree.
It doesn't feel almost like real.
No, it's a freak show.
Or it doesn't.
It's like, come look at the freaks.
Yeah, it doesn't feel real.
Trolls.
It
They're
doesn't-
all fucking trolls.
It doesn't feel like anybody's advancing their life. It
Zero.
just feels like it's like 45 minutes of watching a mom and a daughter from Smothered just take a bath together.
I would say that it's worse than that.
Okay.
Because there's actual love between the mother and the daughter.
That's true.
Albeit too much.
Albeit too much.
The only mother-daughter pair on Smothered that I actively recoiled from was Tooth Smeller. And because it hurt my soul every time she would say,
I don't want you to die,
Sarah,
'cause your liver-
I'm not gonna live for very long, Sarah.
Oh, Mom, I gotta take care of your mom forever.
And that husband that boyfriend who was totally fucking somebody else behind her back.
We still
Miguel.
follow his gay brother on Instagram.
Oh, I get. He's always posting thirst traps.
Everything's in Spanish. I can't understand a word. I don't mind.
I'm not offended by that at
No,
all.
he's handsome. Danny like Bellino or something.
Bellino.
I don't know. Pellegrino. No, that's what's his name.
He's a podcaster.
Danny
We don't know it. You're never going to
Pintaro.
No, that's Full House. Not Full House. That's Who's the Boss.
Who's the boss?
Is it? No.
That's if Danny Pintaro doesn't have her OnlyFans by now, then what's happening? Because that little twink got rowdy.
Oh, she's in Vegas now.
Oh, really?
She's not a twink anymore. She's old.
Oh.
I think she's our age.
Speaking of that, I'm just going to jump into this now and say, y'all, I think we're the same age as Jennifer's mom.
I wrote that down.
How does everyone feel about that?
I wrote that down.
Everyone feel
It is there. I wrote down Jennifer's mom is our age.
I'm pretty sure she's like full on 45.
Yeah. She looks good for 45.
You can tell where Jennifer. They look alike. Her mom's gorgeous.
When I saw her mother, I went, "Oh, another reminder that I'm over 40."
Yeah.
When mothers of people I'm supposed to be, I'm like, "Oh, I'm their age. Oh, I'm like Jennifer."
You think of yourself as Jennifer's age. Yeah, but Jennifer would see you and go,
I'm like Jennifer.
and she would say,
right?
"Cómo se dice old in español?"
She would not ask, "Como se dice old?"
Oh,
Let's
boy.
talk about this car crash that is Jesse and Jennifer. One thought I had when I was watching this that I've thought about before. These are people playing out some type of script that they both have pre-written in their heads about what they will do.
I think it's that, and also I feel like they are a perfect perfect example of Instagram culture.
Totally.
Whereas it's all about this meme of being in the present, but you actually can't be in the present because you're continuously commenting on
the commentary.
what's going on in the present.
Oh my God, the commentary.
Like, I just want to say, Jesse, shut up. And I get it. You're in the moments to the camera. He's talking about what's going on. But then they cut to him and he's saying the exact same thing to her in the moment.
Their whole segments are one big in the moment. Like they are talking about their feelings, which are fake. But they don't know it.
They're also not talking about their feelings, though.
No, it's a really oblique way.
It's very, in a way, it's distance. It's not, they're not,
Yep.
It's not a vulnerable way of talking.
No.
It's not of, I feel, and talking about a deep feeling. It's more of like, don't you think this moment?
Yeah.
Isn't this moment like fire?
Oh,
isn't this
the
moment
best
like-
representation was when he says, "I'm feeling like fire emoji." Like that just tells you that's how much he can communicate, because that's how completely hobbled he is with communication.
I think a lot of people I think a lot of young people are going to have this experience.
I agree with you.
I
weep for our humanity.
It really is. I mean, good for Brene Brown that she just put a book out about naming emotions, because I don't think we do it as a society. I want to get it.
I did an exercise the other day.
Atlas of the Heart. That's what it's called. Yeah.
I was doing an exercise the other day in my own therapy session, where she told me to, actually, my therapist, and it was to think of times when you've experienced certain types of emotion. Just like listing when you felt. Can you remember a time when you felt this? Mm-hmm. And because so many of us deaden ourselves.
Yeah.
And we go through life, and I'm like, when's the last time I felt perplexed? When's the last time I felt really, really euphoric?
I like those questions.
Yeah, and because it just gets you to think about where and how often do we experience that in a day? How many times in our day do we hit like just a lull? We completely go through it without either and not really giving in to any specific emotion because we're afraid to put effort into it.
Jesse and Jennifer would be
terrible at
completely
that.
confused at what
well,
you
no,
just
they
said.
would make up something. They would half-heartedly say, let's just talk about this. So they woke up in bed. I don't know if they funked or not.
We don't. I think they did. Jesse says, "I feel like virgin experiencing." Whoa!
But here's the thing. I feel like they both are like Barbie and Ken. There's no genitals. That's what it feels like to me.
I feel like Jennifer has genitals. As much as she talks about wanting some good dick.
That is true. I'm saying more metaphysically.
But I give it's very different. Even when we saw next week, it's very different than when Kakua shows up.
Oh,
and it's suddenly everything's on fire.
Even with those adult braces, y'all, I look past that.
Oh, and probably y'all after he fucks you, something else is probably going to be on fire. You're going to need an antibiotic because I think he gets around.
There's something about him, though, y'all.
But he's worth the Z-Pack.
Colombian dick chain, y'all. Woo!
It's up there.
Oh,
it is up there.
Y'all, the girth train just drives all the way through Bucaramanga.
Little valleys.
Yeah.
Valleys and mountains.
Going deep into those valleys and glens.
Just winding through that bush.
Hitting every crevice.
Just like a slithering snake.
Oh, a good old-fashioned Spanish girth train.
Boy, thank you, Sissy Robin. That train.
What is train in Spanish?
I
should
know
this.
But thank you, Sissy Robin. That train whistle keeps on giving. Oh my God.
Did you just gasp looking at the train whistle?
It's not an atlas. It's an index of different train call whistles.
Wow.
Brake sticking is this.
Riveting.
That's brake sticking.
I don't know if you're qualified to know how to play all these.
Oh, train backing up.
We're not doing this.
Train backing up.
We're not doing this.
We can use that when a suitor comes over. You can just blow this whistle 3 times. You're just coming into dock. Y'all. More, I'm not going to blow my load on this one, but I'm just going to, this is a teaser, y'all. More train sounds are coming. We're going to go through, we're going to learn.
We're off the rails. Remember what we said about this episode?
Off the rails. What a pun.
I meant that.
Yeah, it's going to be short.
Both of us said we don't have a ton to say.
We don't.
But we go off on train sounds.
It's because we don't want to talk about Jesse and Jennifer.
Anyway, so y'all, he keeps saying, I feel like we've been together longer.
But it's only 24 hours and I'm waking up in bed with you. And he acts like, golly, go figure it. I went, because you're on a bang trip, buddy.
Yeah.
You're trying to deepen a bang trip.
Neither one of them would ever call this a bang trip. Jennifer has already decided this is her prince. So much so that we are meeting her daughter. Only 24 hours in. Now,
boy, Tim, you
dodged a bullet.
You dodged a really big bullet.
I don't think this would be so out of the ordinary had Jesse talked to this child via
Skype,
video chat,
FaceTime.
I don't think that's the case. I think this is the first time, and they've been talking for months. So my question, this is a big hole in the story.
It is. Oh, wait. They did have sex because she said, is this the best you've ever had?
They did have. You're right.
And Jesse went, yes. Yeah. With no smile.
No. And
he's such a sociopath.
And Jennifer's like,
face.
One of the best.
One of the best. And he kind of looks at her like, but have you noticed that? Like, if somebody said, if I said to Poodle,
even his smile is fake.
Is this the best sex you ever had? You would smile or you would make a face and say,
next question.
Yeah. Yes. But the way he just is deadpan and goes, yes, it was.
No, they
are really robots.
Well, it is impossible. It is illusion.
It is illusion.
It is illusion, but because neither of them can be vulnerable. So they are playing at being vulnerable the way they think being vulnerable is. They're living in this game of life. They are playing the game of that is exactly what's happening here. They are playing
the game. You know what? It already sunk in, but y'all, you see why Jesse was the worst person for Darcy ever.
Couldn't have been worse.
Because more than Tom, more than George, whatever. Well, I think her and Georgie are bad, but Jesse literally can't be in his emotions, and Darcy is nothing but
all emotion. Yeah,
nothing but, and she needs that.
So they are meeting.
But we meets her daughter Violet.
We meet. We see the mom, and he's like, "Now, you guys."
Even mom, you could tell she's like, "Honey, what are you doing?"
Well, he's like, he's very handsome, but the mom wanted to say, "There's nothing there." But what I thought, and I've talked about this before as a child, when I was a child, I was often asked to hug adults that I did not know. And it really bothered me. Even as a child, this was awful. Asking that child to hug a man who's not related to her.
Well, but if you notice when Jennifer picked her up, she hugged Jennifer, but then she reached for Jesse. And I went, oh no, has Jennifer been telling her that this is like
your dad?
Number 2?
I'm just saying, y'all, don't make your kids hug people they don't know.
No, don't.
It's just... Or like, because with my niece and nephew, they know me. But sometimes even with that, I'm like, I'm back here twice a year. Yeah, we talk on video, we talk on Skype,
I think boundaries for touching goes anyway, whether it's family or
just
stranger.
Remember that, y'all. Especially for kids seem reticent. Just remember, you don't have to hug Uncle Phil.
I mean, I don't have kids. It would be though. Maybe I would, but I feel like. When it comes
I think you would. I'm like, go hug your aunt so-and-so.
No, I wouldn't say that. Except for I would probably sit them down when they're old enough and say, look, one day you're going to understand and have, part of you is going to love me and a lot of you is going to resent me. And I get under your nerves more than anyone because I'm your parent. And that's why you'll understand one day, go hug your grandmother. Because if I told my mother, hey, little Katie, we're just working on her boundaries where she doesn't have to hug people, my mother would say, oh, that's bullshit. I'm her grandmother. I mean, what would your mother say if you said, Mom, she doesn't want to be hugged right now, and your mom hadn't seen your child in a year and she came home for Christmas? What your mother, the whole trip, when she finally would get around her, she would say to your little 6-year-old granddaughter, well, I guess you finally like me now. You let me hug me. I was wondering if you even loved your grandma.
I agree. I had more problems with men, having to hug men. You
don't now. That got cured.
Strangely, yes. Especially when my clothes are off.
Especially if they're just like hugging him and hunching over him like a caveman turtle.
I love especially really, really tight hugs.
Yeah, exactly.
I love those.
Yeah. AKA choking. That's not hugging, Poodle. Choking.
That's just a little tenderness when they squeeze.
Anyway, but yes,
squeeze a little more.
Thank you for bringing that up. I agree.
I was appalled.
I love that on cue someone just sent you a dick pic on Scruff.
I was appalled at when he's like, "Can I have a hug?" And if I was as little Poodle would have said no.
And you should support that, y'all. Support that. I just want to say this. I kind of got a feeling from the mom. Jennifer has put her through the ringer.
Totally.
Y'all, she's been a wild party girl. And her mother, she's just like, because when she said she just needs
thing?
I just need some stability in her life. And Mom's like, great.
Mom
here
is
we go
so
again.
tired.
She is tired.
I guarantee you, the mom is basically like the second parent to that child.
Exactly.
100%.
Also, something happened midway through this segment, y'all, where there was a switch and something happened with continuity. With Jennifer's hair.
Oh, yeah. I saw that too.
And she's wearing the worst fucking Dollar General wig ever.
She
probably dyed her hair blonde or...
That's what I was thinking. Either that or they just... It could be a wig, but it was just...
Oh, watch it again.
Okay.
I
noticed the style change.
No, it's a full-on... what are the wigs that you like? What's the brand? From Amazon that you get. What's her name?
It's a full-on
not Vicky.
Vivica Fox.
I was going to say Vicki Lawrence.
It is the Vivica Fox collection.
It is a Vivica Fox collection wig.
No, you can get those for about $20.
That's Poodle's wig. You should get them to sponsor.
They're not nice. They're a little disposable, but
sometimes you need that.
If you want a good, especially because if you get stains on it for certain reasons.
Or if somebody's trying to chase you as you're running out of their running from a hookup with their wallet, and they grab your hair, they'll just get the wig.
And it's great if you're trying to impersonate a woman, but it's kind of a mock-off, or impersonate someone's wife.
Which is exactly how Jennifer looks with this wig. I need you to go back and watch that, or assist you to post it in the Facebook group.
I did notice the style change, but I was more interested in watching Jesse's face, just trying to figure out how do I relate to child.
How do I relate to child? Yeah, You know, the producer says to him, "Do you think this is happening too fast?" And Jesse says, like, he's on.
That's an interesting question.
No. He said, "I love that question.
I love that question."
He's so trained. It sounds like he is always talking to people at an Embassy Suites convention hall about the newest advancement in implant dental care.
And it's because he knows nothing about vulnerability.
Nothing.
He can't be himself because he doesn't know who that is. There is no self for Jesse.
Yes. And the thing is, even if he said, "Ooh, that's a question to think about," even if he said that. But
I love that question.
And then he makes this face where you're like, "No, you don't. You don't love that question."
No.
This is what Darcy was so confused about. She was saying, "You tell me you love me," but then she knew underneath that, like,
just nothing.
He didn't. And it wasn't the way his reactions.
It's so interesting.
I really have empathy more for her.
He is one of the people. It's not that I do think he's a dangerous person, but he's a person that scares me because there is no there. It's just empty.
Yeah.
And I can't figure someone like that out.
And then you can't. Yeah.
And I don't think the weirdest thing is why I don't think he's as dangerous as a lot of other sociopaths are is I don't think he has the impulse in him to wreck as many people's lives.
I don't think he doesn't seem malicious.
Yeah.
And he doesn't seem violent.
He's in it for himself.
It seems like a selfish yes.
Yeah.
That is a difference.
Yeah, because there are some sociopaths who just want to just create carnage everywhere they go. Exhibit A, Christine Quinn from Selling Sunset.
Boy, she showed her colors this last episode.
Ooh,
y'all, that last episode was good.
You're on this level of Patreon, so if you're not watching Selling Sunset, what are you doing with your life?
What are you doing with your life? And if you're hearing this 3 or 4 months later on the free feed, then go back and watch.
Go back and join our Patreon.
Which, by the way, that reminds, well, this is a Patreon, but y'all, we just dropped episodes on our free feed of 90 Day in Paradise.
Yeah, Love in Paradise.
Love in Paradise. So
Caribbean Love.
Caribbean Love, yes.
We got Ariana and Sherlyn.
Which they've already heard because they're on Patreon, but it's on the free feed now.
Yeah. Oh, I guess it's not worth it to do a commercial.
I just realized that. We'll talk about it in the free feed.
Never mind. We get confused.
What else do you have about them?
I just thought it was...
I don't have much more.
It just kept feeling... I wrote down, these are two people who, number one, they don't know each other, trying to play at family. I said playing the game of life. It is going through the motions. It's that kind of thing where, and I'm saying this in a way, but it's like when some of my students with autism and learning disabilities that I used to have, where one of the therapy things, because they just did not have the emotional vocabulary to either hug someone or would say, "All right, now you're on stage. Can you turn and speak to them like you're speaking to them?" It's just not how that was not there for them. Mm-hmm. It was not a learned behavior. It was difficult for them to learn. Mm-hmm. These are two adults who are not people with autism or people with disabilities who are just empty. It's vacant.
I agree. It's vacant.
But it's like when we would say...
But then the only time we feel like they're quote unquote alive when we see them on this episode is when they're angry.
Exactly.
That's all they're allowed to have.
That's all they have.
Because I don't think Jesse's violent, but Jeniffer, I think, is violent. In a way, I'm more scared of her.
Well, she's also, you can tell when she didn't get what she wanted.
Yes.
It could be scary.
When she's not the center of the universe.
And
Jennifer, she even says, like, "Do you yourself being a dad?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I just, I want to have the right time." And he's like, "Wow, this is day one, and I'm meeting her mom and her daughter."
He does give her some presents from Russia, but...
He does.
And Jennifer, of course, goes, "That really means a lot, gifts."
Exactly. But do you know how he said... Instead of him saying, "Wow, this is a red flag that I'm meeting her daughter in one day," he says, "It's so special that she can open up to me and in the first day have me meet her daughter." Y'all, no. Love bombing.
Yep. Worse than that. Child bombing.
Child bombing.
The second day.
All right. If you're listening on the free feed, we're going to take a commercial for when it drops. But for the rest of you, we're going to keep going. Oh, snap. It's time, y'all. It's time.
Snip.
I told you. I'm going to keep saying I told everyone that Natalie would be a gift on the Single Life, and I was.
You have been right. You have been proven
pillow?
right.
Where is it, pillow?
You're never going to get to hold it. Sorry. That pillow is mine.
I think you lost it.
It should burn you when you hold it.
Did you leave it at the live show?
No, it's here somewhere.
I think I got that for you as a present. I paid someone on Etsy to
Still not yours.
to stitch that together, and you lost it.
Not made of your
Just
essence.
thrown away.
It should burn your skin.
What?
Even
It's
when
your
you're
gift.
right, you're not right.
I know. That's poodle. That's poodle right there.
Oh, I need to get you a shirt that says, "But even when I'm right, I'm not right."
And coming from someone, when I'll say poodle, I'll say, I feel like you want to be right. And he's like, no, I don't want to be at all. And then the lightning crashes above and I move away. But that's all right.
Anyway, where were we?
Natalie.
So it is the second date with Johnny, and she's like, we're going to Turtle Hospital.
What? Okay.
So soon as she said Turtle Hospital, I just pictured turtles in those old timey nurse hats. Well, we're going to have you in here for surgery. I know you have a 20% chance of survival.
I really do see
Give
with
it
those
to
little
me
hats.
straight, doctor.
Just walking on their hind legs,
Yeah.
like Ninja Turtles.
bringing in like the food, hospital food, but it's just like flies.
I just imagine an emergency and the turtles doing the
Really slow.
the electro things, but not in
One.
time.
2, 3,
Clear. Takes a couple of minutes.
beep. I'm sorry, doctor.
Wasn't
He's
quick enough.
expired again. This is so stupid, but that was what I thought of. I immediately went to a turtle in a nurse hat
I enjoy that.
and a turtle orderly.
Yes. Just a turtle walking around giving you chocolate milk.
This is just stupid.
It's stupid.
It's, yeah. There's, of course, a turtle coroner in the morgue.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Anyway.
Do they get into a freezer or do they just put them in their shells?
They just retract
Okay.
when they're done.
Okay.
I could completely. This is a pilot I need to write. Turtle Hospital, an animated pilot.
Oh.
But it'd be sad because all the turtles would die because
That's
nothing would happen quickly.
That's true. So
Anyway.
today I go on my second date with Johnny.
We also need to mention. She's like, I love animals. I miss my pet rat Pulya.
But he also wanted to be free. Like me.
So he ran away.
He ran in the bush.
Y'all, what happened was Natalie took a box with the rat and just flung it into a field.
Yeah. Or she just let the door open. She's like, go. I don't.
Pulya, go and be free. Pulya.
Whoa, Pulya, whoa.
And what happens, y'all? Drive, Pulya, drive! Pulya, drive! Run away, Pulya! What happened to Pulya about 10 seconds later was a hawk got Pulya. It's what happens when you take animals that are raised to be in captivity.
Yeah.
They don't know. Now, or
Pulya's
Mike's cat
dead.
ate Pulya.
Yeah, Pulya's dead, y'all.
I don't want to make this rough for any animal lovers.
I don't want PETA to come at 90 Day Fiance, but that rat dead.
Pulya is gone.
Is gone.
Y'all need to make your peace with that.
Yeah.
Pulya is not somewhere enjoying the woods of Skvim.
No, not hugging a tree.
No.
You know, he's
Pulya was fed to hawk babies.
Mike's horrible and he's a shit, and I really can't stand him. But God, you watch her, and a part of you does go, what were you thinking?
A part of me has now, he was terrible and gaslit the fuck out of her, but part of me says, boy, you're better off.
Oh, he
Much
is
better
way
off.
better off.
So anyway, we are going to the turtle hospital, and Johnny has decided to wear a different kind of hat than a fedora but
No.
he's still a human fedora.
He picks her up. He holds his arm out for her to take, and she just keeps walking.
He's hopeful for a kiss, y'all.
I'm hoping for a kiss, and they're driving in the car. And he's like, "I'm happy to come on this date." Yeah, she's just, you're a tough cookie. Tough cookie.
And she and her in the moment, she's
What
like,
does that mean when a man tells you you're a tough cookie?
"You're cold, and I'm gonna find a way to get in your pants."
See, yes. And so, y'all, if a man tells you you're a tough cookie,
He's gonna
that
wanna
means
bang you.
That means he doesn't like your boundaries.
That is very true.
And he is not probably going to want to respect them.
That is
and
very
if he
true.
says you're a tough cookie, date someone else. Although
it also means that you should feel bad for making me work so hard just to be nice to you, to touch you, to kiss you.
Yes. Has anyone ever told you you're a tough cookie?
On the daily. But for different reasons. I'm more of a soft, warm cookie when it comes to the bedroom. But
No thanks. No.
It's all cut and bake up in there.
It's not Toll House with Poodle. It's Hoe House.
Whole house cookies.
When one bite isn't even close.
Get out of there. That's just whole house cookies. I hope someone just pulled up a Chick-fil-A with this conversation.
It's true.
God.
And they just said, "Do you want a cookie with that?"
And you go, "Can I have a whole house?"
Can I have a Hoe House?
I was saying whole house.
Oh, I like that. Oh, that's better.
I hate you. You can't even. Oh, let's move on. I can't even. So anyway, I liked when her in the moment. She's like, my marriage with my is fucked up situation, and I thought that could have been. That is fucked up situation is the subtitle of this season.
Subtitle. And so when she says, she's like, "I'm married actually," but then she says,
"No, I mean I am married."
But
Is that the problem?
But and he goes, "Well, it could be." She's like, "But I'm separated. On documents, married."
He's like, "Yeah, that could be a problem."
And then as soon as Johnny that quickly says,
"Oh,
yeah, it is what it is, and I think it's in the past."
And then he's like,
"You know
so
what?
like, okay, yeah,
It's time, y'all. I think it's time for something we like to call reality gay single life theater."
Single life theater. Didn't like that ending, but what was really good when everyone did it the live show and it worked because they did it right. Except for you.
That last note was off.
Because
you started so low.
Because
I didn't know where to.
It's early morning.
Yeah.
Because they know what it's supposed to be, and people did it at the live show and it was perfect. And they weren't trying to just they weren't trying to get at me like you're always trying to.
It was low. You threw me off.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll be playing the role of Johnny. Poodle will be playing the role of Natalie. And where am I going to start? Okay. And action.
So I'm married. But you're separated.
It's in the
separated.
past.
People who
I have some girlfriends.
Oh, girlfriend.
No, when I say wait, hold on.
What?
When I say girlfriends,
Your girlfriend?
When I say girlfriends, I mean women I'm not fucking.
Oh, but you know them.
No.
You'll know. You like these women.
I don't know their bodies. I don't know their emotions. We're just friends. They're friends that are girls. Friends,
I don't like that.
Friends with boobs, but I don't touch their boobs.
Oh, okay.
Friends, I don't soak with them. Just friends. Just women who I know.
Lesbian.
And I have nope, they're not lesbians, but
I'm confused.
Okay, well anyway.
So you not want to be with this girl?
Nope, I don't. You know what? Yeah.
I don't understand.
They're ugly. That's it. Do you understand that?
Yes, that I understand.
Okay.
No,
so,
I am beautiful. They're ugly.
Yeah, that's
so.
okay.
Yes,
I knew that.
I'm goddess.
So they just don't want to deal with the paperwork. So they're still married. So, but they're separate. So bro, it's all good.
Oh, okay.
It's all good. Let's rub your leg.
Oh, okay. No, I'd rather not do that.
Oh, what's that car pulling out in front of us?
Oh! Drive!
Oh, fuck! Snap! Whoa!
No snap! What's snap? What snap? Who's snap?
Snap?
Who's snap?
Snap?
What snapped in car? This is like back in Ukraine.
Snap!
Cable car accident.
Oh, okay, this is a snap. You know, snap is like when something like surprise you.
No,
it goes
no.
awry. It's like when you say, "Oh shit."
So it's like fuck. It's like fuck.
Yeah, you kind of.
Like, oh, fuck.
You say, "Oh fuck," you know,
Like, oh, what the snap?
yeah.
What is snap?
I don't. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna say that now.
You
What
say,
is snap?
You say, "I don't give a fuck."
Is that the way to do it? I
Yeah.
don't give a snap.
Yes. Yes.
I don't give a snap.
All right. All right.
Snap you.
That's just eat your Doritos.
You like my baby food?
And scene.
This bitch is eating baby food, by the way, too.
Okay, Sissy Jordana sent us a message.
I
about
noticed
this.
it too.
And I know it's.
I
not-
think it's applesauce.
It's
but-
applesauce, but it's the whole. She's eating Doritos, and just
I
in the
didn't
car
see the
going,
Doritos,
Oh,
yeah.
she's eating Doritos because you were riding down and just mesmerized because that's when she was holding the Dorito,
Yeah.
going, "Oh snap! Oh,
Oh,
snap!"
okay.
She's eating Doritos.
It's very Steven
Then
with a V.
So they got some type of they stole some child's Lunchable. And the fact that he's still after that, they get out of the car and he says, "I hope I get a kiss again." And I went, "Who
With
wants to
Dorito
kiss
breath.
someone with Dorito breath?"
But y'all, those little things, those are made for children.
But that's 101.
little-
You know when you would go to a party in like 6th or 7th grade and people were starting to make out, and if you were there with your girlfriend,
You don't
or
eat
whatever,
Doritos.
You would eat Doritos.
I agree. So she has no intention of kissing him.
Y'all, if I'm on a date with you and you see me eating Doritos, nothing happening. We ain't kissing. I might suck your dick, but it's gonna smell like Cool Ranch like 40 minutes later.
And you'll thank me.
And you'll thank me.
Anyway, so after the snap time,
They go to it's not a turtle hospital.
it's a turtle sanctuary.
It's a sanctuary aquarium.
They do rehab the turtles.
They do.
They kind of make me go to rehab.
Rehab.
I said no.
No.
A drag queen sang that song. Was it that song?
I haven't watched this show
song
yet.
on Queen of the Universe, and I'm telling you, these drag queens can sing.
What network is it on?
It's
VH1?
on Paramount Plus.
I think it's
but
on VH1 too.
They showed the first episode on VH1.
Oh.
And they can really sing.
I have to give it
Some of them can't.
I
But,
have to give it to RuPaul for what they've done to launch this whole brand of drag queens.
and it feels like more of a pageant than a drag competition.
So it's not American,
but it's a talent competition.
So it's not American Idol with drag queens because that's what I thought it was.
kind of is, but it's better than that. But there's not
Are
a
they
lot
all
of,
just singing?
yeah. There is. They say we're based on this by your WAP, what you're wearing, your something about and your performance, but it's
Artistic,
something
something?
like that. So they are, but it's mostly a singing
They
competition.
have great judges. I bet Vanessa Williams fucking gives it.
and she's great. Leona Lewis, I could kind of give two shits about.
I forgot about her.
And Trixie Mattel, of course, is amazing.
Yeah.
And Michelle Visage. But I was amazed. I got really into it. They'd have a great reveal at the end of the first episode. And Graham Norton is fantastic.
He's the host,
He
right?
actually makes good jokes.
I love Graham Norton.
Yeah.
His show's wonderful.
I would say if you like vocal shows, some of them are just, especially, how some gay men or queer men, I would say, just have really ridiculously high voices that can go crazy. There's something almost genetic that happens.
It's like I want to go see him live.
Sam Harris.
No, he does
Yeah.
sing really. I saw Sam Harris actually.
Yeah.
Not sing, but I saw him in a book. Y'all, that's a Star Search reference from like fucking 19
3.25 stars.
3.25 stars. Billy Gilman has one of those voices.
It's weird though.
He's and kind of like a little bit of like David Archuleta. David Archuleta is playing in like Bakersfield on like December 7th, and I almost made you go because it's a Christmas concert.
Oh, I love his
and
Christmas
it came out now.
songs.
I know.
Part of me does want to go to that, but it's gonna be.
It's like a 2-hour drive.
Women our mother's age
You know
and
what?
gay guys.
We're gonna look into it. We might go. I'm just worried of that part of like, will they have mask mandates? Will they have to be?
I'm a little worried of getting gay bashed in Bakersfield.
But
to be
David
honest.
Archuleta just came out. Like he's gay or bi.
But that's what I'm saying. It's still
Yeah.
Bakersfield.
Maybe he'll like.
Bakersfield sissies, tell us, is it safe?
It's not Bakersfield. I'll have to look it up. I want to say Bartlesville, but that's Oklahoma.
Barstow?
No,
That's far.
I don't know.
This is riveting. This whole
it's true.
conversation,
It's
when we
true.
don't know a lot of details and we just say things.
It's
My
true.
favorite thing
It's
we
true.
do.
It is Poodle's favorite. It is favorite.
Just no details, and then we say inaccurate things.
Maybe
So,
we do.
Anyway, they're at the turtle rehab place, and y'all, Johnny's so
Oh my
sweaty.
God, he's playing the Troubadour in West Hollywood.
We tried to book the Troubadour for a live show. David Archuleta booked the Troubadour, and we couldn't.
In February.
I think he is the star,
We're
though.
going. I was trying to like.
Is he Christmas singing Christmas stuff?
I can't find this link. This might be outdated.
I'm not
I don't know what's happening.
I'm not interested in seeing him unless he's going to sing Christmas songs.
I know. I really want to hear.
I don't give a shit.
Oh, here it is. Here it is.
I don't want him to sing his new single.
It is in. Oh, Saturday the 11th. San
Where?
Bernardino.
That's far.
That's far.
It's about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
It's an evening with David Archuleta and the San Bernardino Symphony Orchestra.
Oh.
And it's all Christmas. I think we might have to go. This might be there's a Sonic in San Bernardino.
I know. I've been there many a time on the way to Big Bear.
We're going to think about this. He's also, this kind of tour.
Boy, it's amazing what you can do. Tell me there's a Sonic nearby. No, we don't have Sonic out here that much.
Because he's playing L.A. in February, but it's not going to be a Christmas.
I'm not interested.
To give you the level
if he doesn't sing "Oh Holy Night," I'm not interested.
It's so good. To give you the level of this tour, guess where he's playing in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? Guess what town he's playing in? Think about it. This is an inside North Texas joke. I'm going to give you one hint. Bruceloff.
Denton.
Richardson.
Oh yes,
He's playing Richard. Y'all, we used to have to. Sorry, this is a long show. We had to sing. Did you ever have to go down to Richardson and
No,
sing?
I never had to go there.
When we did a cappella choir, a cappella had to go down and sing in Richardson, Texas. We got paid to do this
Bruce
gig.
Love would do that. He
Because
was there.
it was Bruceloff Symphony.
Yep.
And it was always people like Doug LeBrecq, who was a very, very flamboyant gay man.
Yep.
Who sings Christmas songs that old people love. I'm sure he's touring in Branson now.
I wonder if he's singing with the Turtle Creek Chorale.
No, like this is under that.
Oh,
Turtle
wow.
Creek House, because they're actually good. He would never.
We need
sing.
to move on.
But I just have to, at what point he saying, "Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me," and he's so like he could be like Gaston in musical theater, y'all, because Gaston's always played by a gay man. Because Gaston's
I have
real
a
gay.
feeling. I have a feeling that when you see him now, he might be a little aged out.
Maybe, but I'll never forget him going. Alyssa Anderson screaming right now. He said, "Let there be peace on earth and let it begin." And then he like improvised and jumped up, and there's like a little box that Jesus in the manger in the fake nativity was sitting
Shut
on.
up, shut
and
up,
he
shut up, shut up,
jumped
shut up.
on the nativity that Christ was on and stood on it and said, "With me." And women in purple hair just jump to their feet. They're like, "Carl, I love him."
Oh, he made the birth of Christ about him.
He did.
You got it, y'all. That is queer commitment.
Okay, I'm done. I promise.
We have to move on. This show already, it's gonna be an hour long. Y'all, I have a talk with her after every show.
No, you've done this episode too.
No.
Okay.
So he's really sweaty, and
He is sweaty.
And I'm sure it's hot, but don't wear a shirt that's gonna wear an undershirt, honey.
Well,
if you're going to be sweating that much.
Well, there's a plan. He unbuttons his shirt so he can show his body.
Right. So
they're looking at the turtles, and Natalie says,
like, I feel like a turtle.
As Poodle says, every once in a while, a blind squirrel finds a blind turtle finds its shell. Because Natalie
like
makes this
turtles
beautiful
this time.
metaphor.
Like, I need rehab.
And he's like, huh? She's like, I'm hurt like turtle.
I'm hurt like turtle.
I need time. And then she said, and good for Natalie for saying it, she said.
But y'all, he's been touching her back the whole time.
And she says.
It creeped me out. Are you bothered when people do that to you? You don't have as many touch issues, but.
It would still, if this was a second date.
Yeah.
Would
you say anything about it?
It would be a lot for me. You know what? Kudos to Natalie. I don't know.
Say your boundaries.
I don't know. I would want to say it, but I don't.
I'd say it.
It would. I know you would. It would take a lot for me to say that.
Yeah.
Because but also would depend on if I knew I didn't like them.
Oh, I would say it regardless because you need to know that.
But I mean,
does not.
I'm saying that in a fucked up way. That part of me would be like, well, if I like them,
it'd be okay.
A part of me would say, then that would be okay. But y'all, that's not okay.
It's not okay.
That's my process of but if I like someone and they like me, I need to let them touch me.
Yeah, and I need to be okay with them overstepping my boundaries.
I'm using that as an example of that. Some of y'all might have that as well.
Yeah.
So, but I was that proud of her for just saying
too.
like. Maybe this is an American thing, but we don't do this in my culture. And she said, I'm like turtle. I need my own pool.
Yeah.
She wasn't. And y'all, if you're in that
she
place.
Wasn't mean about it.
If you think, I'm going to sound rude. I'm going to sound bitch. Natalie sounded totally lovely.
And
I
guess
have to say.
what?
That's the one time she didn't sound crazy.
He did not know how to take that.
He said, yeah, okay, yeah.
And he
that's
said,
fine.
oh, yeah, I get it. Yeah. And
yeah, I get it.
And the next scene, they're walking on the pier and his shirt is open because, of course, it is.
Yeah, and
the water is so blue, and it's like your eyes.
And he said,
he's already used that, by the way.
He kind of hurts when she pushes me away, and guess what? She's not pushing you away. Giving someone a boundary is not pushing them away. It's telling them what you're comfortable with having them be a part of you.
Why is this pillow here?
I don't know. I moved it away from you. Okay, there you go. See, you're just as off today as me. Okay.
That is not true.
They go and get ice cream, and they're getting
Betty, please.
So they're getting the and so she's Natalie said, I feel like people in America are very relaxed and easy-going. I'm not that way.
That's a statement.
That's true. It's not, and because they're sitting on a bench, and he said, well, we haven't really talked a lot. Like give me again. He says. Give me an idea, like why you have the reactions that you do.
Which is saying that your reactions are wrong.
Wrong. You're weird.
Yep.
Something you do is fucked up.
Why are you broken?
Why are you?
Tell me why you're broken.
Tell me why you're broken.
Yep.
And instead of just saying like, okay, that's cool.
Or the way he could have said this is, so tell me about your last relationship.
And he might not even be doing some of this consciously. I think some men just are so subconscious about they don't even know they're doing. I agree with you. He maybe was just interested in partly,
but it was how he phrased it.
But it was how he phrased it. But which I would think that. But then so she says, "Well, I was treated badly by men." She said, "And for this, I'm hurt." She just said, "I need to heal because I haven't healed yet."
He's like, he destroyed me emotionally.
And then he said. This is when I was like, okay, this guy. When he said, "Are you gonna
make me a bad guy too?"
And I was like, oh. And then he says, "Let loose and let loose. I promise you'll have a good time."
What that implies, you guys, is "Are you gonna make me a bad guy?" means I'm sure that whatever that guy did to you, it's more your fault than his.
Yes.
And because you obviously made him a bad guy. Who knows what he did?
So one of our sissies is listening right now and went, oh, fuck.
Yep.
I just learned about dating from Natalie. But y'all, that's why it's TLC.
Well, and what I would say is she didn't, the reaction wasn't the best because it was an emotional reaction, but I think it was probably a trauma reaction.
Oh, that's it. Y'all, what Poodle's talking about is that he says, come here, just loose up. And he's kind of laughing. And he's doing what guys honestly,
like someone like Steven with a V would do.
but you also, I think hopefully it's better now in schools, but I remember little boys used to do this. They would like chase girls and tickle them, and it would be okay. And girls would say, no, stop. And then they do it as adults.
Girls did that to me.
I went to our first live show with Poodle, and y'all still did that to him. I thought Poodle was going to get taken home.
My body was just yours at that live show.
Y'all felt him up and down. And you know what? You paid for it, so that's fine. You paid for it. Fine with me.
Yeah, I felt a little dirty after, but that's nothing out of the ordinary.
But he pulls her, and she kind of squeals, and she full on slaps him.
Yeah,
and
it was a reaction.
And what freaked me out more is his reaction was just like, he kind of almost laughed and smiled and said, "Oh, that kind of hurt."
That kind of hurt.
And if someone slapped me, I would say, "Oh my God."
Yeah, it wasn't a full on like soap slap, but y'all, she hit him enough to kind of.
But she should have. Honestly, I was fine with her hitting him because he already was grabbing her and pulling her, and she said no.
She was taking evasive maneuvers, and that was the way to do it.
And it really was jarring to watch.
I was, and then as soon as that happened, I was very uncomfortable.
Me too.
And I was more uncomfortable with her going into a shame spiral about it.
Yes.
And
I wanted her
not
to
even
just
trying to say I'm sorry.
No. And in fact, even when he drops her off, like y'all, you see Natalie is making that "I'm gonna kill you" face now, where she kind of looks down,
her vulture face.
But you're right. That is her shame face, and you worry about that. But
she's totally in the middle of trauma.
Yeah, she really is. And he takes her to. There's something we've never heard about Natalie's dad. Something happened,
or I just think we've never heard about
her growing up, her life, her other husbands.
We've never heard. There was one husband we have never heard anything about,
and she doesn't talk about it. So I think, girl.
Yeah.
And then, instead of taking the hint,
she's like, "I want to go home."
He's like,
"Okay."
He's like, "Okay." So he takes her home, and he's like, "Well, I wish this would have gone a little better." She's like, "Yeah," and he said, "Can I be a gentleman and walk you to your door?" Y'all, he's still fucking trying.
Because he's trying to get a kiss, y'all.
This guy's like fucking date rape walking.
Yeah, it's gross.
He really is. Anyway.
Gross.
Ugh.
Anyway, there won't be another Johnny, you guys. There's not another date. Good riddance to
Good
Fedora.
riddance, Johnny.
Good riddance.
Who's nothing even close to a gentleman.
No, we hardly knew you, and that's a good thing.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah, this guy was bad news.
Ugh.
It's not like we couldn't tell from the beginning, but
true. Well, the good thing is the next two people are super short. So we've got like
that's true.
6 minutes left. That's it. It's fine. I promise.
God.
Y'all, because there was a lot of somebody we don't talk about this episode. So
yeah, there was.
Let's talk about South Africa. South Africa, my name is Sinjin. I'm going to say, I'm from South fucking Africa.
South fucking Africa. Now I'm doing the Scottish one. So he, I wrote down, Sinjin's shirt is too small.
It is. I don't think he ever bought a new wardrobe.
So he's meeting his friend Phil for lunch and talking about the situation he's in with Tania. And Phil's like, "Have you ever thought about a dating app?" And Phil comes off like a salesperson for Hinge.
Hi. Have you ever thought about Pickle Finder? Because it's quality.
We're the highest rated app on all Razor phones.
Yeah, all Razor phones. Before that, we had an exclusive contract with BlackBerry. It went great. Just so
Picklefinder.net.
Picklefinder available at any Motorola store.
With hundreds of women
Remember
available.
When there was Motorola stores everywhere?
My mother loved her Motorola car phone.
The bag that you hold in the bag. My mother had one too.
Big old antenna on the top of the
Yes, a big old antenna on the top.
Take it off in the car wash. That's ridiculous.
I remember that. And it wasn't that good.
My mom would say, "Chamber, grab the car phone antenna."
Did she use it a lot? So my mom had
Yes.
one. Oh,
all the fucking time.
oh, we never because y'all must have had money then because that phone was so expensive. It was like something like 30 cents a minute.
But no,
my
she
mom
used
said
it. She used it, but it was phones were quick, but it was being used to call and know about things. This is before cell phones.
I know,
were,
but you had to pay for each. I bet they paid so much
They
in a
did.
phone bill.
Well, also she was in. Think about what she was doing in real estate. You have to be available all the time.
It's true.
And there's so many. When my parents would drive, you guys, where I grew up, it's very rural. Sometimes it would take 30 to 45 minutes to get places. So a car phone was really necessary.
Yeah.
And the reception was still shit.
Because, before that, they just sent pigeons.
Crows
Just
with
crows.
things tied around their legs.
Exactly. By the way, one of our sissies says the guy, the Varus is
Varus.
He was known as the
spider.
The spider.
I thought I remembered it
like
after
at 1 in the morning.
Yeah. It's where I normally remember things.
It is. Okay, so
I screamed, Judy Tenuta!
Judy Tenuta. And your
2
upstairs neighbor just wakes up. And it's
She's
what-
used to it.
So here's the deal that Sinjin says, and it's kind of, I get where he's coming from, but he says, the thing with Tania, we're not speaking to one another, even though we're still living together. He said after that last conversation, and he said, the thing with Tania is she wanted to change a lot about me. She wanted me to go to couples therapy. I told her I didn't like therapy. I didn't want to do that. And he said, but I never asked her to change anything about herself. And I went, I don't think he's wrong.
Except for the not having kids thing.
But that mentality is not why you marry someone.
I agree. You're
going to
both
change.
people are going to change.
You need to have a knowing, but you're so right. What you said, he is a solidified fuckboy,
Yeah.
and he did not want to change it all for her.
No. He's going to go crazy on these
the
apps,
thing
y'all.
with Sinjin-
He's going to go fucking crazy.
I like Sinjin, y'all. Like, I think he's a fine guy. I think
I would never want to be in a relationship with him.
Never. You know why? He's quite shallow.
Yeah, I agree.
He doesn't like the thing with not liking therapy. It for some, I know that's a South African, probably I'm sure, but we've talked about on Below Dick, South African men and like masculinity. I bet you don't talk about emotions, but also I just want to say, I also think he just doesn't want to get that deep into life.
He doesn't. He is deeper than your average South African guy, I think.
Yes,
Definitely.
but y'all, Tania. Talking about emotions is her love. Is one of her languages.
Yeah. She's going to talk about it till it's exhausting.
Till it's and she needs someone that will talk about it with her.
He's like, I could date a blonde Southern girl or a Gothic girl or a nun. Did nuns date?
Do nuns date?
Do nuns date?
That's really a
Gothic
horrible
girl.
South African accent as well.
It's closer than yours.
Mine is very close.
Blonde Southern girl? Gothic girl.
Yeah. So his friend,
Which means a goth girl, y'all.
So Phil,
Gothic girl.
Phil, he has a discount code for Sinjin to get on
Definitely.
Hitch, and so
Hinge. Boy,
Hinge.
You've been out of it for so long.
Hitch. They should make a
Hinge.
dating app called Hitch.
I'm
Why's
sure
it
that's
called
a marriage
Hinge?
app.
Why's it called Hinge?
I don't know. They all have stupid names. You know that. You can't ask why an app has a name. They're all stupid.
What? There's Tinder. There's
What does that mean?
When you Tinder, you want to Tinder the flame. The
You don't
flame of
Tinder
love.
anything.
Yeah, you Tinder begins the fire.
No, Tinder is like what starts the fire.
It starts the fire. So the app is
there's no verb.
the app is starting the
I get.
As Jesse would say, the fire of love.
What is Grindr?
You're grinding.
But
I don't know what's
I think
Grindr.
it's supposed to mean like coffee beans or something.
I thought it was like somebody
This is
told me it was
stupid.
supposed to be like it's just like basically it's an app that's a meat grinder that just hands out meat.
No, that's not it. I think they were meant to like coffee grinder that people
I don't
meet.
know.
This
'Cause
is
Scruff
so idiotic.
makes sense.
Yeah.
What are the other ones? People Bumble. What the fuck does Bumble
Exactly.
mean?
That's why I just said none of these apps make any sense, and we're still talking about it.
This is y'all better names. Hinge. Why call it Hinge when you should call it Hitch?
Can we stop belaboring this? I'm begging you. No apps make sense. No app names make sense. It's just that. It's just truth. So y'all,
I'm going to make an app called FKIN apostrophe.
fucking. Bunking.
Just shows you what it is.
Please just let me finish this segment. I'm
Fine.
begging you. This is not your Jerry Seinfeld routine. So St. John finally says, I'm like a kid who was only allowed to eat vegetables and then broke into the sweetie shop. So y'all, obviously Tania is the vegetables.
Yeah. She's boiled asparagus.
I was like, yikes. She's gonna see that and be really upset.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she's gonna say a lot on this tell-all. Well, they don't do a tell-all for Single Life.
I don't think so.
Oh, I wish they did on this one.
So
Okay.
y'all, Stephanie.
This again is like
goes about as well as you would have thought.
This goes about as quick as one of Stephanie's $1,000 farts. By the way, people are really into poodles poops. I'm just saying, there's a business model for that. So y'all,
a day at Dodger Stadium.
Dodger dog.
With served garlic fries and beer.
You could have hot dog week. You could go to what's that Frenchie or Pinkies?
Yeah, Pinks. Day at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, Poodle goes vegan this week. So
Vegan glory.
It's true. So she's on a date with Stephanie. Remember y'all, that was just.
They're going back to Stephanie and Stephanie. They're going back to her house for quote dessert.
And they're sitting on the bed eating ice cream cones.
Eating Nutty Buddies.
Y'all, a Nutty Buddy is not sexy.
It's not.
And if you're eating with this, maybe a regular ice cream cone, but the Nutty Buddy, there's something about it that just
but this still reeks of this kind of falseness of Jennifer and Jessica. It's the same thing.
It does.
And they just go to her bedroom, which feels even then. Y'all, you know me, I move fast. But even this, like taking these two Nutty Buddies
Steph is the one who said, "Let's go to your bed."
That's when I felt it felt really fake and staged.
It did.
So they are.
She's like, "You look really good." Steph says to Stephanie, "I'm
You look
calling
good."
Daddy Steph," and Steph says, "Yeah, you look really good." And Stephanie says, "Thank you. I didn't know if I wanted to show boobs or legs. So I went with the legs."
And then y'all, it's still the same thing that Jennifer and Jesse were dealing with. It's all this commentary. It's all
this
commentary.
Yeah.
And then can I kiss you? They kiss, and then she kisses her again, and I don't think there's a lot of chemistry between these two.
No, because then Steph is like, "All right, it's getting late."
Well, did you notice that Stephanie says, "I could give you a massage," because she's read that in a book somewhere that she should do that.
Sexual trauma. Why does something has happened to her? She just wants to jump into the physicalities
just
quickly.
to almost get it over with. Like that's
Yeah.
what she wants, you guys. She wants to get her celibacy over with. And that's never going to satisfy her.
And there's nothing, y'all, we're sex positive. So there's nothing wrong with like jumping into physical if that's what both of you want to do. However, it's
her intention.
It's
behind
the intention because she talks about how she really likes her and wants to date her, but yet it's not even like it's not even like a whirlwind romance of we're having sex, but we're also sharing all these kind of emotions and it's not even that.
She thinks that this breaking of her celibacy is somehow going to heal a part of her.
But her actual act of having sex has nothing to do with her emotional celibacy.
Exactly. Yeah, and y'all,
and the fact that she's putting this pressure on herself to end this like period of celibacy and have sex.
Why can't her sex coach,
or
why can't her sex coach tell her this?
Maybe she has, and they just don't show that because that's low stakes.
I guess,
but a good sex therapist.
But it just every time. That's why we feel like this is just like a car crash against a wall, like with crash test dummies inside. Yeah. It feels that way because we know this isn't going to make it better for her.
Because I don't think it's not a physical. It's different. Like if you have a client or somebody that has like vaginismus or something like this, like it physically hurts. Yeah. But it's all emotional.
Yeah. Oof. And so y'all, of course, she says, "I got to work later," and then Stephanie's like, "I don't understand what happened." She makes it about herself, not the fact that the girl has to drive 45 minutes back into the city and go to work in the morning.
And also, Stephanie, she needs that validation, that physical, sexual validation. So she's like, what if she doesn't like me? Whereas I was like, this was a perfectly fine second date.
Yeah.
You sat on bed, you had ice cream, you made out a little bit, and then you went home.
It really was the first date, because the first one, they just...
But it's weird because their first date, they made out in a hot tub.
She was her photographer.
But they made out in a bathtub.
Right.
Were they both in the bathtub naked?
And they'd been drinking.
Exactly.
So...
It's got a lot of blurred lines here.
I think I'm none of this is going to go good. Can go good.
No.
Unless she has someone like either a therapist or her coach sits down with her and has to come to Jesus. I don't think she's going to be able to hear it.
Yeah.
I don't think she's that's why this is a car crash like Jennifer and Jesse, but a very different one that almost is worse. If that's
Stephanie
possible.
will end up getting in a long-term relationship with the guy who is in some type of like influencer, YouTuber, entrepreneur, someone who's like into like the show business of things, and it's going to be a man because I don't think she could. She
compete with women.
Well, there's a bit of that, but I think with women, they're just most women are more comfortable talking about emotions than men. And
yeah, she'll never have to talk about it.
If she's with a guy who's like just like some bro-y, like Instagram celebrity guy or something like that.
They'll never have to talk about emotions.
Like starting like a new fucking sock company.
They all do socks.
Or like t-shirts.
Or like Lisa Barlow's son, male grooming. Fresh Wolf. Lisa Barlow's son. I'm Lisa Barlow's son.
You know what? I'm not going to let you do Lisa Barlow if you won't let me do another Salt Lake City.
Maybe.
All right, y'all. That's the show.
I've given you I've left the door open, but we weren't doing it this year.
We're not doing. Yeah, we'll maybe do it next year. Y'all go to realitygaze.com for a website. Also, if you enjoyed this podcast, Poodle, what's the ways they can tell people about, or what can they help to do? They can leave a review.
Boy, you fumbled that.
They can leave a 5-star Apple Podcast review.
You can leave a 5-star Apple Podcast review. We love that. That's my favorite gift for Christmas. Although I tell you a better one. What would make me even more happy, what makes Poodle even more happy, y'all, is if you just tell a friend about the podcast. Tell someone you barely know about gays,
or an enemy,
or if there's a terrible, hyper-religious, anti-gay bitch you work with,
let her know about this show.
Let her know about this show and really fuck her.
Yeah, but y'all, just
sharing is caring. Share your queens with others. Yes. That's what the season is about.
Sissy sharing.
I don't like that. We're going to retool that.
Yeah, sharing is caring is basic. Everybody said it. We can't say that either. We
no, but
retool.
But I don't like sissy sharing.
Why? We're sissies. Oh, because you've been shared, and so it makes you think of just being passed around on a carousel. I get it now. All right, everybody, that's the show.
Lazy Susan.
We call these people lonely hearts, y'all, because aren't we all just lonely hearts looking for love in all the wrong places?
Yes. And if you've ever been driving and you hear, oh, snap! Just remember, just it all else fails.